Hey everyone, my name is Mike. I'm going to share a project that I've been working on for a while. It's called StatRace, an easy way to play fantasy sports with Bitcoin. Now I'm sure everyone has heard of Bitcoin before. I'm sure everyone has heard of fantasy sports before, but if you haven't heard of Bitcoin, it's an easy way to send money on the internet without a credit card or a bank account. Bitcoin is really our secret weapon, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. But first, I want to tell you the problem with fantasy sports today. Fantasy sports today is dominated by guys like this. 90% of the money won on these sites go to 10% of the players, and they're to guys like this. They analyze players like stocks, they make decisions based on weather reports, and they spend thousands of dollars each week on multiple lineups. So for the 99.9% of people who don't take it as seriously, it's almost impossible to compete. So we need to level out the competition a bit. The other half of the problem is design. I downloaded the best fantasy football apps available, and I'm convinced they're all designed by the same person. Check this out. Where's the innovation? We deserve better. We deserve a beautiful UI and a simple, easy way to pick a team and get a game done. So I think it's time to show you guys what I've been working on. This is StatRace, but the most important part of the game is how you get paid. So before I play the video, I'm going to explain how you get paid. You can log in with Twitter or give us a Bitcoin address. If you win a game on StatRace, we'll send you Bitcoin directly to your Twitter account or to your Bitcoin wallet. So hopefully this YouTube video will work. I'm going to walk you guys through the process of creating a game. Okay, so let's play it. Hopefully it's on. Okay. So great, I'm going to log in with Twitter here. And once I log in with Twitter, it's going to ask me to pick a game type. I can pick a $1 game all the way up to 1,000. I'm just going to pick the $5 game. So the first question is, how many yards will Aaron Rodgers throw? In case there's a tie, this will be the tiebreaker. So from here, I can just pick my team of 5. StatRace has no salary cap, so you can pick whoever you want. This makes it really easy to pick a team. So great, I confirm my team. Now I have to pay that $5. So StatRace is going to request $5 from me. I can just open my Bitcoin wallet and send $5 to StatRace. So once StatRace receives my payment, this payment's going through the Bitcoin network. Okay, great. So once I receive my payment, I get a unique address. I'll share this address with my friend. Once my friend gets it, he'll pick his team and pay his $5 entry fee. So let's go back to PowerPoint. This is not it. Great. So while the game's going, we can keep track of the score. And if I have more points than my friend's team, then I'll get all the money in the jackpot sent directly to me as soon as the game is over. So that's really StatRace in a nutshell. So now I'm going to talk about the market, competition, and the roadmap for the future. So since it was invented in 1988, fantasy football has grown like crazy, from 500,000 people all the way up to 56 million. That's 1 in every 6 Americans. I think this growth rate is going to continue in the future. So you guys might be wondering how that's possible. Well, you guys are thinking too small. The web is a really big place. In just 20 years, we connected 2 billion people to the internet. What's even more amazing is that by 2020, we'll connect 5 more billion people. These 5 billion people don't really care about baseball. They don't care about basketball. They don't care about football. They care about soccer, cricket, rugby. So while StatRace is only available for NFL today, the moonshot goal is to bring fantasy sports to every country and every sport in the world. The game I just showed you is called Daily Fantasy. That's where you pick a new team every day. Traditional fantasy is where you're stuck with one team for the whole season. The new generation of fantasy sports players don't have the patience for this. So that's why I think Daily Fantasy will have 50% of this pie in 5 years. So where did I pull that 5 billion number out of my ass? It's actually from Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google. So I think he knows what he's talking about. Also, this is a quote from DraftKings, who also agrees that overseas expansion is a really interesting opportunity. So speaking of competition, Speaking of competition, Pull up the max. Okay, you guys can see this. All right, so basically the biggest players in the market are DraftKings and FanDuel. They're each worth over $1 billion, and this year they'll pay out over $3 billion in prizes. So what are they spending all this money on? They're actually spending it on a lot of partnerships and TV advertising. Is that the best way to spend their money? I'm not sure, but neither company is profitable yet. But the way to get to profitability is to expand internationally. And that's where Bitcoin, our secret weapon, really comes into play. So let's talk about the competitive advantages. That game I just showed you, a $10 game with two $5 entry fees, if I accepted credit cards like DraftKings and FanDuel, 90% of my profits would have to go to processing fees. With Bitcoin, I can send and accept money just like an email at virtually no cost. This is a huge unfair advantage and is going to really help us in the future. The second big thing that Bitcoin helps us with is instant payouts. When you win a game on StatRace, you will get paid out immediately. With FanDuel and DraftKings, you have to wait 3 to 5 business days for a check or a bank transfer. How is that going to work internationally? Like, not everyone has a credit card or a bank account. So the last thing that Bitcoin's really cool at is it allows us to reach fans directly. So through my research, I've found 20,000 Twitter users who follow both NFL and a Bitcoin-related account. Those are my perfect customers, and I can send Bitcoin to them directly without an advertising network. So that's really going to help drive some user growth while doing it cost-effectively. Okay, great. So the business model is pretty simple. We take a 10% commission on all entry fees. This year, FanDuel and DraftKings will pay out $3 billion. This market will grow to $17 billion in 2020, by 2020. Okay, quick roadmap for the future. We're launching the NFL and NBA this year. And in the spring, you'll be able to play MLB on our new iOS and Android apps. Next summer, hockey, college football, college basketball. And finally, this time next year, cricket and soccer will be available on StatRace. So I'm really excited for the future. And if you guys are confused about what Bitcoin is and don't know how to acquire it, just hit me up at Mike@StatRace and I'll set you up. Bitcoin's really easy to send. Think about it like email for money. I think it's really going to change the world, and I'm excited about the future of StatRace. So thank you guys.